before we get started, my mic muff. This is the mic. It's a mic muff. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of comments, unnecessary comments, really. Keep it clean. Man's muff is his own private business, so today I'm going muffless, basically. Anyway, it's match day, which is exciting. Definitely exciting. Look, we've done the preview. You've heard all that. I really want to see Paqueta play tonight. I really want to see Paqueta play. It's like a tongue twister, isn't it? And Scamacca. We're not talking about that today. We're going to talk about right-back situation, which is Ashby back in for Wan-Bissaka. And a really weird story about Harrison Ashby's contract, which, well, is weird. We'll get to that in a second. But it is match day, and I am massively, massively looking forward to it. I do think this is an opportunity to get another 3 points on the board. Let's do what we did last season. Let's finish top of the group, maximum points. Then we can, I say youngsters. I don't it feels like we haven't got that many youngsters this season, really. They've all sort of been loaned out. But we've got a big squad, so you've got to keeps the squad rotated, keeps everybody happy. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long old week, right? Weird week without the football, without the sport. I've not watched anything else. I know there were some Champions League games. Didn't watch any of them. Actually, literally couldn't tell you. Apart from I think Liverpool might have won 2-1. That's all I know. I don't really concentrate on an awful lot of sport aside from West Ham. So there you go. You've probably noticed when I do when we do our previews, I have to talk about the opposition. Anyway, so the rumour is that Wan-Bissaka, that we are still interested in Wan-Bissaka, and I know there was a lot of people when this was discussed during the transfer window that said he's not good enough. Good defensively, but not good enough going forward. And I've always sort of thought, maybe not for what Man United wanted, and maybe where Man United wanted to go, which was to be a top end of the Champions League team. But I still think Wan-Bissaka would be a really, really good player for West Ham. I actually remember him at Crystal Palace, and he was attacking. He really did. He got forward, he overlapped. I think one of the biggest problems that he's got is he's got two problems. He's not Reece James, he's not Trent Alexander-Arnold. Both of those are really, really good at attacking. But I've got to say, looking at the way teams, I think, sometimes get us, to have a really outstanding defensive fullback wouldn't be a massive issue, really, particularly if creativity's coming from elsewhere. I think he's quick, I think he's strong, I think he's positionally very good. I can totally understand why David Moyes likes him, why David Moyes wants him. But I think absolutely the most exciting bit about it is I do believe it, and I do believe we'll go back in for him, because he's just not getting... Look, Ten Hag doesn't want to use him, right? I think that's... Again, I don't watch much of Man United. Why would you? But I understand he's not part of the manager's plans there. But it means we've got a little bit of money, and let's not forget, still got a little bit of money. I thought we'd have spent it all. I'd love to know where the money's coming from. That's a video for another day. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more. I'm pretty sure we will within the next 12 months, put it that way. But I'd like to know a little bit sooner than that. Because we almost went and bought the young right back, didn't we? Sholarama, not his name. And we did the one that was previously on Chelsea's books. But so there's a little bit of money there. And I think that might have been cover for Ashby, who we're going to get into in just a second. But Wan-Bissaka's a good player. Well, I would like him. And I'll tell you what, I do totally believe this. And when the transfer window slammed shut, I thought to myself, no, there's no way. This is it. This is... Well, I was thinking, well, I might have to wait till next season. But there won't be another £180 million next season, because eyes are upon us, apparently. They got their eyes on us. We're on a watch list. I don't know if it's a UEFA watch list or a Premier League one, but a financial fair play watch list. FFP watch list. Got to be careful. We're being watched. Big Brother's watching us. So I thought, okay, we might have, as myself and Gio were discussing the other day, £50-60 million to spend, something like that, but not loads. But I certainly didn't think we'd have any to spend in January. I think we might. I wouldn't mind that at all. I really wouldn't. I've said this a few times before. I think we're maybe guilty of poo-pooing players and concentrating too much on what they can't do rather than what they can do. And I tell you what, he looked all right at Crystal Palace. It didn't work out at Man U. Well, I'll tell you, whoopee-doo, right? A lot of good players have gone to Man U and it ain't worked out from there. I think it says a lot more about the club at the time. It is a bit of a mess, that club, than it does about the individual players. Excuse me, let me slurp me tea. Actually, I tried really, really hard not to slurp my tea then. Okay, the Harrison Ashby thing is... This is a weird story. basically the club are very cautious about offering Harrison Ashby a bumper contract, as they do not want to upset the apple cart. That is odd. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've not read the full article, thought we'd read it together. Before I do read that article, can I please point you in the direction of this video's sponsor, which is Spitch. Now, Spitch is a fantasy football app. It's the next generation of fantasy football app, in fact, where you can win cash prizes. You can win cash prizes by playing the free games, but also there are pay-to-play games. If you want to play those, you win even bigger cash prizes. You can basically get involved in the games for the European Conference League, or the Europa Conference League, should I say. You can get involved in the games for the Bundesliga and win big prizes, or you can join myself and Gio in our Premier League game, because we've got a little Hammers Chat mini league, which, if I'm any good at editing, I'll have popped that up there somewhere. Use the link below, download, and there's a little search bar in there. And when you're searching in communities, type in Hammers Chat, come and join our league. We've got over 300 people already, Hammers Chatterers, who have joined us in that league. I'll be posting my team up probably tomorrow. Come over there, have a little bit of fun. I do warn you, you've got to be 18 years and above to play, because it is gambling, but you don't have to gamble, if that makes any sense. Spitch app, check it out in the link below. Okay, let's read this article together. It says, West Ham are very cautious about offering Harrison Ashby a bumper contract at the London Stadium, as they do not want to upset the apple cart. According to journalist Dean Jones, don't know him. The Hammers spent more than 160 million in strengthening, blah, 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 during the summer, but Ashby came very close to leaving. They've nicked the story from the Sun, all right? Don't shoot the messenger, all right? I'm just saying. So according to the Sun, West Ham have turned their attention towards attempting to tie Ashby down to a long-term contract. It also suggests that West Ham were initially open to selling the Scotland under-21 international, but we ended up blocking moves to Newcastle and Leeds United. It looked like a switch to St James's Park was in the offing on deadline day, but Ashby's remained in East London. It says, while West Ham triggered a one-year written option in his previous contract to ensure he stayed at the club beyond the end of last season, is still uncertainty about his future. Okay. Here's the quotes, right? And this is from a London Stadium source. It says, we have to try and sort the situation out. We're very cautious about giving him a big new contract because of the knock-on effect it might have on other players within the setup. This is a situation that's going to be ongoing for a little bit. I don't get that. Don't understand that at all, right? I think when they're saying the knock-on effect of other players, I think they mean other youth players. Because I don't think giving him a contract, not give him a contract that's bigger than Kurt Zouma, right? That's not what we're talking about here. I think what they're saying is, we don't want to give him a contract that's bigger than the other young players. I think this is exactly the point. I think if you've got faith in him and you think this is going to be the guy to take the next step up, then give him a deal that is reflective of a young player that's no longer a youth team player, but is one that is starting his career in the first team. We had this exact same problem with Declan Rice. Exactly the same thing, by the way. In the end, they managed to come up with a ratcheted solution to it, where we're doing a little bit more each season and so on and so forth. If it is just about money, just give him the money. I don't mean the big bucks, but treat him as a first-team player. This is the trouble. Do you know what it's a bit like? It's a bit like your electricity company, but actually bad example at the moment, isn't it? It's a bit like, like whatever, you've got Sky TV or something like that, and you see all the new customers, they get all the deals, and you've been with Sky TV for 5 years, and you end up looking at your bill thinking, crikey, me Sky bill's 130 quid this month, right? It's a bit like that. I doubt he's asking for loads and loads of money. I bet he's looking at other players who have come in and thinking, my God, they're on a fortune. I'll take about half of what they're on, something like that. Give him some money. Just add him some cash. But just tie him down. They can make this mutually beneficial to both. They don't have to sign him on a 5-year deal for 100 grand a week, do they? Make it a little bit sensible. And if it doesn't work out and Newcastle's still interested, he can go and sign for Newcastle. But I just don't understand upsetting who? Who? Upsetting Occo Flex? Upsetting Baptiste? Upsetting Chesters? I don't get this. Just pay him a working wage. Minimum wage. He's probably not going to take minimum wage, is he? I think he's a really, really important player for West Ham. But this ties into what I was saying about Wan-Bissaka earlier. Would not surprise me. And you've got to look at it from David Moyes' point of view. As good as Harrison Ashby might be, and I think he's going to be a good player, David Moyes probably not looking at him thinking he's as good as Wan-Bissaka. And to be fair, David Moyes probably thought he had a long-term vision and a long-term sort of strategy at West Ham. And I think he has. But if anything has probably highlighted the frailties of that long-term planning, it's the fact that he's done so crap this season. Do I think his job's under threat? No, not now. But if we lost the next 3 games in the Premier League, his job would be under threat. There's no doubt about it. So I just wonder if he's looking at it thinking, oh, you know what? If Ashby doesn't want to be here and Wan-Bissaka's up for sale, then go and get him. Go and get him. And I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that thinking, but I would. Please don't take my views out of context. If you're a regular watcher of the channel, you know full well I want Ashley. Ashley? Don't want him. Maybe that's our next owner. I want Harrison Ashby to stay. That much is very, very clear. Right, anyway, that's about it for me now. I will be back later on today with an hour and 5 minutes before kick-off with the teams, myself and Gio discussing the teams. Then Charlie will be with us for a watch-along, and then myself and Gio will be back later on to do our review, and then the next day after that we'll be doing the player ratings over on Patreon. Thanks very much for watching. Still there? I think they've gone, right? Most of them are gone. Right, I'm just talking, it's us lot now. Right, listen, you lot who stay to the end, you're my favourites. They've gone. They've basically gone. I know not everybody watches these videos. We get this data, we get like this feedback, right? Analytics, that's what we get. And we can basically see, you can't see who's watched until the end. But like you say you do a 10-minute video, right? You might say your average view time is 6 minutes, right? Now obviously there's a load of people watch to the end, but that means that some people stop watching after 10 seconds. Don't blame them, really. Anyway, so what I want you to stop doing is you people watch the end, stop saying in the comments, right, we've watched till the end and all the rest of it. Because what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start, not yet, I've got a busy few days on Hammers Chat. I'm going to start adding things in at the end, right? So what I sort of want is almost like a video where I have this like secret squirrel bit at the end. It's a bit mischievous. We'll have this secret squirrel bit at the end for a bit of silliness. It's not going to be serious stuff. It's going to be silliness. That maybe all the people that... So I'm going to make it sound like I'm rounding up. So at the end I'll say, right, that's about it. Please join us tomorrow for... I'll do all that stuff. I'll do all the spiel. And then we'll do naughty stuff. I'm a child, aren't I, really? I need help. I think I need help. Anyway, that's what I thought. So we'll do a bit of silly stuff, I think, anyway. But just don't, listen, don't tell the others. Don't mention it in the chat. It'd be our secret. We need a code, so as I know you've seen this bit. I'll tell you what, if you put up, right, in the comments, just like crossed hammers like that, right, or you just write, come on you irons, right, then I'll know. Then we'll know. All right? Because I just want to see. I want to see how many people watch. Oh, it's bloody ridiculous. I can't believe you're still watching. Anyway, if you are watching now, you know you're my favourites. You know, you clearly honest. You probably watch too much Hammers Chat, really. I say I need help. You probably need help. Not insulting. It was a bit of an insult, but anyway, it just means you're as mad as me. Anyway, I am genuinely going to go now. We will catch up with you later, and we'll do another. We'll do another video tomorrow, and we'll see. I'm really interested in watching the comments.